Hey y'all, my name is Jess and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be looking at a new show on Netflix called Unlocked, a jail experience. This might be interesting. I say that because I normally don't look at jail prison shows, not my cup of tea. But this one right here might be my jam, okay? So these prisoners are locked up for 23 hours a day. Y'all, I would go crazy for 23 hours a day. And they only get 1 hour. They get 15 minutes to come out to eat and then they got to go right back in. And then they get 1 hour, I guess, of like free time, leisure time or whatever. Y'all know one of these people will be so crazy and violent. Anyway, so they're locked up like that, right? However, this experiment is they will have the chance to basically have no doors. The doors are going to be unlocked. And they won't have any supervision, like no deputies or anybody watching over them. I don't know how this would turn out, but we going to see. So this is episode 1, okay? So this jail is located in Arkansas. And again, like I said, they're behind the doors for like 23 hours and they only get 1 hour a day. So after the first 23 hours, what we're watching, so when they're showing this, it's like after the 23 hours, they're behind the door. They come out for like that 1 hour and y'all, they already arguing and throwing hands. So now everybody got to go back into lockdown. What? Y'all, I would be so angry. Like, dang, I just got out here for like 10 minutes and now y'all over there throwing hands and y'all mad or whatever. Over what? Over what? Over what? And now I got to go back in my jail cell with my jail cellmate and look at him for another 23. Y'all would be pissed. But I can kind of, I think I can see why. Like, just imagine being locked up in your house for 23 hours every single day for 365. Or however long y'all going to be in there, you know? And you only get 1 hour to come out? Well, that's a lot of anger, a lot of tension, a lot of like, you know, it messes with your mental. I feel like it messes with your mental. So yeah. So this is the H unit, right? This is who they're going to be doing the experiment on, the H unit. So let me come closer. Here we go. And so with this H unit, some of them are charged with more serious crimes than others, and they got like burglary and some assaults. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really caught up on crimes and stuff. I just know a few things. So yeah, they have that going on, and they're going to be doing this experiment for 6 weeks. So we meet some of the prisoners in there. So let's start off with Tiny. So Tiny's been in for a while. Well, he's been back and forth in and out of jail since he was 19 years old. I think he's like 35, something like that. So Tiny talks about like his first, I guess you could say, slice and dice experience. So when he was 8 years old, he sliced his first person. And y'all, this man said he's been slicing mother effers ever since. It's not funny, but I'm like, Tiny. And Tiny's only 5'3", y'all. So I think he said he got his knife from his cousin. So what happened was with that incident was he said that he was walking, I guess with a friend or whoever it was, and he wanted to play ball with them. And they was like, no, you're so tiny and stuff like that. And so I guess a guy was saying some stuff, and then like he turned around and walked away. Tiny turned around and walked away now. And then the guy threw a ball and hit him in the head. And that's when he sliced dude up. He's been cutting folks. I'm like, my gosh, Tiny. Jeez, I would never make Tiny mad. But he's been in and out since he was 19. But then he talks about like being in there for 23 hours a day and said like, it can drive you when you've been sitting in the cell for 23 hours a day and you only get 1 hour a day. And that's what I'm saying. Like this is probably why these people be coming out fighting and have all these aggression and anger. I mean, they probably already had that before because the way Tiny's saying it, he got hit in the head with a ball and when he was 8 years old and he just been start slicing people. So the aggression is probably hyped up, So then we see like the sheriff, he's having a meeting with the people and, trying to give them a chance of what's their concerns. Now, everyone did seem a little unhappy about this experiment because one of I think it was his name is Lieutenant Freeman. He was like, let's just leave the inmates alone, but because they could start some stuff. Okay. But I think that it should be, and this is mentioned later on in this episode, but it should be like some programs and stuff like, let's get these people in some stuff. Because I think some jails and prisons and stuff, they have that where they have like these programs for these people. But anyway. Okay, so then we meet this guy they call him Eastside. He must be from the Eastside. He's been in and out of jail like 14 times. That is a lot. He got landed in jail because he robbed a pet store when he was 19. I don't know if this is it happened in like this is from now, or I just know that he robbed a pet store. He said he robbed a pet store when he was 19. He was like he was heavy on drugs, so he was high on acid, meth, and pills, and he wanted these little $500 snakes. I did not know snakes can. Well, I guess a lot of the animals and stuff cost a lot of money, because I was like, $500 for a snake? Sheesh. Anyway, so then he goes to say, like, you know, he high on this stuff, and the snake had wrapped around his body, and he had so many of these snakes in his pillowcase. So apparently he had punched the cages with the pillowcase or whatever, I guess, to get the snakes out. I'm not sure. But then he said when he came out, the cops were right there. So then he like turns to run away, like turn around and run away. And I guess like apparently he had an iguana in his hand, because he said he must have scared the iguana because the iguana bit his penis. Jesus. Why? How did the iguana, I guess you put your hand down and then it just, I don't know. It was just, that was just so crazy to me. So anyway, he said he tried to climb the fence, and then the snake started to squeeze him. And then the cops came. He said, they was like, don't move. He was like, I can't. Sir, you had this. First of all, I want to know how big this snake was. Okay? I want to know, was it one of those big old pythons or whatever? Anyway, I can't do snakes, but clearly I don't know what he was going to do with those snakes. Were you going to sell them, or what were you going to do with them? That's not my business. That's neither here nor there. Anyway. So, all right. So moving on. It's day 3, and they do like day 3 before the experiment. They start the experiment, and they do a shakedown. So Eastside and his cellmate Ty, they trying to like hide stuff or whatever, because they had contraband. Because Eastside does tattoos as well. He did Ty's tattoos. That's his cellmate. He did his tattoos. And one day didn't Ty say that Eastside had stabbed him, because he had like something on his hand or whatever, and he was like, yeah, he stabbed me. I'm like, sir, I would not want to be nowhere near Eastside, okay? But anyway, that's not the point. The point is they over there doing shakedowns. Tiny is not, he ain't liking it, so he over there sounding off. Because he was just like, you know, they be taking stuff that you actually need, and I'm like what, Tiny? Like what? But I do know that he said that they be taking like shampoo bottles, because I feel like they do that because they don't know what's in it. Maybe they should have like a little scanner they run it through. Anyway, that's a lot. But no, I think that, because I was like, they can have like, you know, at the airport, how they put stuff in like that little x-ray machine. I don't know. Maybe that's just doing too much. But yeah, because the shakedown, apparently they found a makeshift shank and some like liquidy stuff. See what I mean? The liquidy stuff and the shampoo bottles or whatever. But yeah, they found like this little makeshift shank or whatever. And so they had to take dude out. They like, nah, he can't do this experiment. He got a whole little shank in here. Woo! My God. So then some of the deputies, like, they started voicing their concerns, like in their like little confessionals, I guess you could say. And like one day, she was like, this is going to be a SH hard IT show. And I'm like, you know what? I think I can agree with that. I think it is too. I don't know. It might be all right, but it makes me nervous, because some of these people, the way they be coming out after 10 minutes, I don't know how long it be, but the way they be coming out and they be ready to fight and stuff. Because the sheriff had said like one incident and it's over with. It takes one to mess something up, you know? Anyway. So after the shakedown or whatever, Eastside said he had his contraband. He hid his contraband in his lid, in the container lids or whatever, and they didn't find it. And I'm like, how the heck did he hide it in the lid? He must have built like a compartment or something. They didn't think to look at it, because he still has his contraband and his tattoo stuff. I'm like, dang. But I guess like when you've been in so many times and however long, you find ways to hide your stuff, because clearly Eastside did. Let's go on to when they were we meet Randall, aka True Story. Randall looked like he used to be a baddie. Do we say baddies for men? No, we don't. Okay. He looked like he probably used to be really good looking back in his day. And he only 46. I was like, dang, you got a full gray hair at 46? That's crazy. It looked nice, but anyway. So they, like I said, they only eat for 15 minutes and they go back in. But the inmates that have jobs, they have more outside time, okay? Which is basically True Story. Like he has some stuff, I think like he does like washing dishes, washing clothes, cleaning, mopping, all the other good stuff. Honestly, I would probably take a job just so I can have that extra time outside. Because I mean, I don't want to be cooped up in my cell. Who wants that? So I would probably take some little extra time. But anyway, so Randall, aka True Story, he talks about like his story, how he was messing with drugs, and he was like he doesn't want that life anymore. I wonder how much he got or whatever, cause that's who, y'all, them drugs, they is something serious. So he talks about that. So then, one of the deputies, I think she was a deputy, she's talking about how they can't, after they got done eating or whatever, because she was letting them come down and eat, then they got to go back up. And so they have to stack like the little trays up. And you can't eat off of, you can't eat anything off the trays. Well, this guy, Tyler, decides he wants to continue to eat off of the trays or whatever. So she said, don't do that again. And he could have clearly just said okay and kept it moving. But he said, what did he say? He was like, why the F does it matter if I'm eating leftovers? So then she going off or whatever. And he's still just a talking. So True Story, like, I don't like him. Like, you being disrespectful to Miss Wainwright, that's her name. We're not gonna do that. And so, she, come up after him. He going his cell or whatever. She come up after them and, saying that you ain't supposed to do that. And then he calls her a B or whatever. And so he feels like, because he said prior to, like, when they was having the exchange before he called her a B, he wasn't being disrespectful. And then he was like, if you take that as disrespect, I don't know what to say. That says a lot about you or whatever. I don't know. He didn't say those exact words. But I'm like, sir, you are being disrespectful. If she say, if you know the rules and you're not supposed to do that, then you're disrespecting her, and she's telling you to don't do that again. She didn't even say she was going to say. She just said, don't do it again. That is it. So, True Story, he go up there and he confronts him. And he was like, in his cell door, he's like, nah, you being disrespectful to Miss Wainwright. So he was like, how is that disrespectful? How am I disrespectful? No, have a conversation with me, True Story. How am I being disrespectful? And True was like, I got something for you. You want to be disrespectful? I got something for you. So then we arrive at announcement day, right? And so that's when the sheriff tells them, like, the doors are going to be open. We'll have the open doors and no supervision. When I tell y'all, these men was like, what? Some of them like, wait, what you mean? So I can come out here whenever I want? Some of them like, it ain't going to last. And like everybody is saying, it's not going to last. It must do last because there's like a lot of seasons. a lot of episodes in this season. So it must last quite a bit. And so they talk about that, and they say that they can handle it. But one guy, his name is Willie, he asked about the programs. He was like, so I have a question, like, how can we have programs to help us get better and not get comfortable in jail? Like, this is cool and all, but we need some programs. And the sheriff was like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess he's saying that he's going to try, that's what he's trying to work on, like helping them get, to get programs, but let's try this first, whatever. Because I was thinking the same thing. Like, if they can do some like if they can have like, some kind of classes or stuff that they can get into while they have these doors open, that would be great. Now, I will say we're going to need some supervision with these programs. Don't have them out there just not unsupervised, but I know they wouldn't do that. But I'm saying, like, I think that would be really great because some people do want to because he said, Willie was like, I don't want to get comfortable here. I want to go back home to my family. I know that's right, but what did you do? That's what I need to know. So yeah, the inmates, they like process what they heard, and a lot of them a lot of them feel that it will not work. Tiny feels like it needs to be a little bit of authority, and I kind of agree with him on that as well. I think that I think that you can have the doors open, but also have like supervision. Right? Because I know the sheriff is talking about like, you guys are going to be a community, and they burst out laughing because I laughed with them as well. But I do feel like there needs to be something. There needs to have at least some kind of authority. So True Story is like, he is 100% sure that this is going to work. And he starts to build like a committee team, right? He starts putting people in charge. I guess he's going to be the mayor or the president, and he's getting his people in order. Now, I think that's a smart idea. However, I feel like these people need to be on the same page as you, True Story, because as we see, some of them was just like, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to do, it is what it is. I'm not going to have no man tell me what I'm going to do or all that other good stuff. They're not feeling that. Some of them are not feeling that. Because, like, Tyler was like, like he said, I don't want nobody telling me what to do. The dude that True Story asked, like, you know, when the younger crowd come up, we need you, bro. We need you. We need you to tell. And I'm like, oh. I mean, it kind of makes sense what True is trying to do. I understand, but you got to have the right people that wants to do it. You know? So, but yeah, some of the youngins, they feel like, you know, the old head's gonna mess it up. They was just like, I feel like it's gonna be them that mess it up. But when I start thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be a mixture of y'all, because y'all know how some of these people are, these younger generation kids coming up. They just feel like they feel like they know everything. They feel like you can't tell me nothing. Nah. You know? You can't tell these kids nothing. So, and then some of these old heads are stuck in their ways too. So it's a mixture of everybody, to me, in my opinion. But it's funny to hear the young folks talking about something. The old heads gonna mess it up. So I thought that was really, really funny. Well, I didn't think it was really, really funny, but I thought that was interesting. So Eastside and Ty, they feel like it's gonna be like a party every day. Listen, they on a whole different level. People up here like, it ain't gonna work. It's gonna be these people gonna mess it up. These people gonna mess it up. Eastside and Ty said, it's gonna be a party. Ty, they over there trying to party, okay? Eastside over there talking about, so he gonna get his tattoos. He gonna get his tattoo shop going. I'm just kidding. But nah, I think that it's funny that I think it's gonna be a party. I'm interested to see how they gonna turn out. Anyway, so True Story tells we see this part where True is telling Tyler's roommate or cellmate, I think his name is Roscoe, Rocco. Is it Roscoe or Rocco? We're gonna call him Roscoe. Telling him, I guess he was telling him about the situation what happened between Tyler and Miss Wainwright. And I guess he was telling him to F him up, because once they got up there, Roscoe started squaring up with him. And Tyler's like, this ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. And so then Roscoe went to work. Tyler said, okay, stop, man. My head is bleeding. Ooh. Then he was like, it's gushing blood, y'all. When the deputy came up there and she asked, what happened? He said, I fell off the bed. What? Shush! That is a big fall then, Mr. Tyler. That's what I would have told him, because, like, dang. Now, I mean, I guess you could really hurt your head off that bed, because they don't have carpet in there. But I was like, dang. True really set that up. But he was like, I did that. You did, True. You did. And when he walked out, Tyler walked out, and I saw that blood, like, you could see it. And then it was coming down his back. Like, Roscoe really did a number on him. When True said early on in that episode that we definitely in for a ride. Oh, we definitely in for a ride. And then the experiment begins. Thank y'all for joining me today. This show might be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to looking at more episodes to talk about it with y'all. So again, thank y'all for joining me today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.